Hello, kindergartners. Today I'm coming to you with a story about time. You'll notice that in this week's packet we are sending home information on telling time. Now I know many of you have a clock on your, maybe on your microwave oven, maybe your parents have a clock on their phone. When you tap the screen on their cell phone, you can see what time it is. It'll say, oh, it's 9:20. Well, there's another way to tell time as well. So I have a clock on my watch. You see that? This is called an analog clock, and that's where the hands move around and around. And so we'll be talking about how do we tell time to the hour. You'll learn more about time in first and second grade, but for now we just want to know how we can find numbers on a clock and how we can tell time to the hour. But before we get into that, I thought that we could read this story. It's called A Second, a Minute, a Week with Days in It, a book about time. So this is a story about how to tell time. How long is a unit of time? We were talking about how coins have different values. Well, so do units of time. A second is very short, where a year is very long. This is a story written by Brian P. Cleary, and it's illustrated by Brian Gable, two different people. Let's begin. A second, a minute, a week with days in it. A book about time. Okay. Time can be measured in seconds and minutes, in days or in weeks, months or years, by watches or calendars, cell phones, computers, or clocks that tick-tock, tick-tock with their gears. 1 second is short, like the time that it takes to clap twice, or hiccup, or sneeze. Let's try that. Let's clap 2 times. That's a second. It's the time that you need to recite 1001. A minute has 60 of these. A minute is also a unit of time, and 60 short seconds are in it. I'm going to say that again. There are 60 seconds in a minute. If you sit down and you count to 60, it's about 1 minute. It takes you that long to count it. A minute is also a unit of time, and 60 short seconds are in it. To run all the bases or climb 40 stairs, these each might be done in a minute. The Pledge of Allegiance 4 times in a row, or the birthday song 4 times repeated. Both would take close to a minute before the speaking or song was completed. It takes 60 minutes to make up 1 hour. So we were talking about 60 minutes. So like to sing the birthday song a few times, that takes about 1 minute. Well, it takes 60 of those minutes to make up 1 hour. Your lunch break might just be that long. If you rode your bike or skated an hour, your legs would have to be strong. Kindergartners, your lunch break is about an hour. You go to lunch, and then you have recess, and by the time we get back into class and settled down, that is about an hour. See the 2 hands on the face of the clock in the square way up high on the tower? When the long one goes all the way around in a circle, the time that has passed is 1 hour. That's what we call a clock. We call it the face. Even though there's not a smiley face in there, we call it the face. It has numbers all the way around, and then it has what we call hands. They don't look like a hand that you have at the end of your arm. They're hands that usually have an arrow pointing. See the 2 hands on that face of the clock up high on the tower. Okay. A day is a unit of 24 hours. At midnight, a new day has begun. You guys are in bed at midnight. At midnight, a brand new day has begun. So whether it's Monday or Wednesday or Sunday, in 24 hours, it's done. So from midnight to midnight is 24 hours. One whole day. That's when we change the name of the day. It's not Monday anymore. Now it's Tuesday. That is 24 hours. 7 straight days flowing one to the next is a measure of time called 1 week. So that's 7 lunches and 7 good nights, each day after day in a streak. Kindergartners, that whole row is called a week. 1 week. When we come to school, we're at school for 5 days in a week. A week is the school week, and then the 2 days that have S at the beginning, Saturday and Sunday. A month might be 30 or 31 days, and 1 February appears on calendars either with 28 days or 29 every 4 years. We had that kind of a day this year, didn't we? So remember how we do this? A month has about 30 days. Sometimes it's a little longer, sometimes it's a little shorter. 12 months in a row is called 1 year of time, and during that year, you will handle new teachers, more homework, that's 52 weeks, and your cake will add 1 birthday candle. Kindergartners, it takes 12 whole months to get from 1 birthday to the next. Every month. Do you remember? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 12 months takes a whole year. 10 years as a group is a decade of time. A 5-year-old child will have turned 15 years old when a decade's complete. Now let's sum up the facts that we've learned. Okay. This is a lot of information. Just enjoy this page. A decade's 10 years, each with 52 weeks, each week having 7 straight days. These days are made up of 24 hours of sleeping and schoolwork and play. All of these hours contain 60 minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour. And inside each minute you'll find that there's 60 seconds, and I'll explain more, but it seems that we've run out of time. So how do we measure time? Do you know? Oh, we've got lots of ways. We've got clocks, right? We have calendars. Yep. Kindergartners, that's our story. A second, a minute, a week with days in it. A book about time.